Alrighty guys, well, we're out here. I made one pass all the way around, and now we're just working back and forth, and we'll clean up the headlands after I'm done. But I don't know if you guys can see my line or not, but I can. Barely, but I can. But you can, there. I don't know if that helps you or not, but you can definitely tell she's bouncy because of what we're doing. So last time when we disked this, I went north and south, and now, because this is going to get seeded to hay, and the way we would cut it would be east and west, the longest direction. So now I'm going directly across, going east and west. And, well, if you guys can tell how bouncy it is right now, here, I'm gonna do a loop about. We'll get onto this stuff that I worked. And look at that, she just smooths right out. See that? So, it is definitely smoothing it out. And once I hit it with the hoe drills, one pass around, and then we'll be harrowing this. Also, there's a few more passes that need to be done on this land before we're done here, but because this will be the last disking pass, and then after this will be hoe drills, then the Valmar to blow the grass seed on, and then the harrows to harrow that grass seed in. But you can see right there, it's blacker over that way. It looks better than what it does directly in front of us. So that's the difference that it's doing with the second pass. Just chewing up a lot of that trash, which would be better for the alfalfa and grass seed to grow through, help germinate through. Anyway, I'm going to be out here for a better part of the day, so I'm going to let you guys go, and unless something terrible happens, we'll see you, I don't know, either later on today or else tomorrow. Alrighty guys, well, that looks a whole hell of a lot better. We still have some trash, but I'll be able to pull through that no problem, and I don't think it'll be an issue for the seed. Biggest thing right now is get the seed in the ground and hope for some rain to get it germinated, because those alfalfa seeds are going to be sitting right on top basically, with just a hint of dirt over the top of them from the harrows. So yeah, but there's still going to be a fair amount of green that pops back up, that I have no doubt, but it's a whole hell of a lot better than it was. Next will be that damn thing. This organics kind of is for the birds, but last time we used 3/4 of a tank of fuel to plow this down, and this time we were just shy of a full tank, and I used basically less than half a tank. Just gonna smoothen out my turnaround points here on this end, and then we're done. Sweet. Might be able to go do some cutting yet today too. We haven't had any kind of hints of showers of any kind for a couple hours, so should be able to get a little bit of cutting in. Might have to do it on my own. I don't know what CP's up to, but it wouldn't be the first time we cut on our own. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. We'll yammer at y'all later. Alrighty guys, well we're back to cutting. And CP's back there. And she's struggling through. Last night she came down with a toothache. And it's gotten to the point where it could be so painful it'll make her cry. And believe me, she has a very high pain tolerance, so if she's crying because it hurts that bad, it really fucking hurts. So prescription's supposed to be ready for pickup here about 6 p.m. So it was her idea to come out here and cut. I was just gonna leave it. And she says, no, let's go get that cut. And I told her, I'll just go cut on my own and you just stay home. And she said, no, I'll come, and if I can't do it, then I'll take the tractor home. So she's out here, she's struggling through, she's doing it. But my machine, for whatever reason, and I don't understand why, is not sitting right on the ground the way it's supposed to be. It's sitting a little high. So I'm not getting as clean a cut as her machine. Now I don't know if it's the change in temperature on the springs, where it's a little cooler today, so the steel is tighter. And you guys might think, oh, it's just steel, it doesn't. Cooler weather and warmer weather doesn't play a factor with it, but believe me, it does. Just ask my boys with CP rail. Because when it's hot, the steel will get softer and it will expand on the track. And when it expands, it'll pop a joint, and then they got to go in, they got to cut it, and they got to rejoint it. And then when it gets to a certain temperature, when it's cold, it'll shrink so much that it can pull a joint apart. And they got to go in and they got to heat it up, stretch it, or if they can't get it stretched, they got to add a piece in. So yes, that could be part of my problem with the springs on my flotation. It's holding the machine up a little bit. But for the little bit that I'm missing, to heck with it. We're gonna friggin' let it miss a little, is the way I'm thinking. Because the crop is so bloody heavy anyways, on average. Here it's lighter, but on average it's so heavy that if I miss a little bit, it won't hurt me none. Anyway, we're gonna keep cutting, try and get this all cut down here this evening. And then we gotta run in and I'll have to pick up CP's prescription for her toothache. And that'll be the end of the day. So I'm gonna let you guys go, and we will see you all tomorrow. Alrighty guys, well, who the hell seeds oats on the 5th of July, right? And I'll only be out here for a short while. I don't think I'll get the field done today, because CP has an emergency dental appointment at 6 p.m. tonight, and I'm gonna have to go with her. And I have no issues going with her because she's gonna be under anesthetic. So I think they're gonna do a tooth removal. Whatever happened, that this tooth decided it didn't want to be in her mouth anymore, and it's causing all kinds of grief and pain. So I stuck around the house, and just in case she needed anything, and she says, just go do something, get out of here. So I greased up the hay binds this morning, so they're all ready to rock and roll on this stuff, because it needs to come down. I made some adjustments on the one machine. So yeah, they're ready to rock and roll, and now we are seeding. There's a slight risk of a chance of a shower for tomorrow, late tomorrow afternoon / evening. So if we can get this all seeded down and get some alfalfa grass seed on top and harrowed before that shower, that would really help. Anyways, I'm gonna play out here, and we'll bring you guys back a little bit later. Okay guys, so I don't know how this is all gonna shake down and how it's gonna turn out, but we're having major problems seeding our oats. What's the problem? It's all this trash, and because I disked it twice, and the ground now is dried out quite a bit, it's like powder, we're bulldozing. The trash is collecting. I've lifted the machine so that I'm not in the ground so much, and then you start bulldozing and you end up with friggin' piles. Now we're just putting oats in here at this point. I'm not putting alfalfa seed in, but you don't want dirt piles in your hay field that you're going to be trying to go over top of when you're cutting. Now theoretically the harrows should smoothen that all out for me quite a bit, but I'm thinking she's gonna end up being too darn soft. The ground is gonna be too soft for the alfalfa seed. They all say that you want somewhat of a firm seed bed, right? Well, right now, this is fucking powder, is what I've got here. And I'm not sure what the hell we're gonna do. I'm constantly lifting because of the piles. And if I can get to a spot where it starts to drag and pile, I'll definitely show you that. But at this point, I haven't. I've done my 3 rounds like I normally do. I generally do 3 rounds, and then I start going back and forth. Well, at this point, I have not started going back and forth because we're just fighting with this thing. You get into heavier trash areas like this right here, and she'll start bulldozing. Usually. Of course, the one time I want to show it to you guys, it doesn't happen. Maybe the idea is to seed opposite to the way I disked the last time. Maybe that would be better. I don't know. We'll give her a try. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go, and I'll bring y'all back a little bit later. Emergency tooth removal. 3 p.m. This is where I sit and wait. They will make it happen for us. We'll catch you guys later. Alrighty guys, well, we're back in the tractor. And there's CP. She's leaving the field. We just filled this machine. We just filled the hoe drills. She's not feeling too great. And what we thought they were gonna pull a tooth, they did not, because they can't find the exact tooth that's causing the problem because of the swelling and the little bit of infection she's got. So with the drugs that they gave her, they are hoping that the drugs will take the swelling down, and then they can pinpoint the tooth better. Also, my problem with plugging, being that we just disked this friggin' field yesterday morning, it probably didn't have enough time for the green weeds to dry down. It doesn't help that it's so powdery. Anywho, so maybe I'll be able to pull through all of this garbage a lot better. Now that it had more time to dry. The weeds are definitely a lot more brittle, so they'll break up better. Like the few that I grabbed right here where we filled. And there's the cheap man's grain truck. And so yeah, anyway, it's 6 o'clock. They actually phoned us and said, hey, we had a cancellation. Can you be here by 3 p.m.? So we ended up quitting out here a lot earlier than intended and running in to get her into the city so we could have the doctor try and find out what the hell's going on. So I see I missed a strip here, so I'm just gonna lace some oats into this strip right here. But it's all shit like this right here that's giving me grief. Plus you get that, and then the powdery. See, we've got a hump right there. Now I'm hoping when I harrow this, the harrows will fix that up a lot for us. But if I can get this friggin' field seeded down here by tomorrow afternoon, there's thunderstorm risks for tomorrow and 40% chance of showers. Whether that's gonna actually happen or not is two different stories. So it would be good, now that we've plowed it the way we did, if we got the oats in the ground, to get a shower on top to kind of firm up the powder on top, and then put the alfalfa down. There'll be some moisture there in that top crust, and to give it some moisture to get germinated good. Anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. Enough of my friggin' chit chatter, and let's try and get some seeding done. Talk to y'all later. Alrighty guys, well, we're still seeding, but I'm gonna make this, I think I'm gonna be quitting here right away. Not because we don't got the sunlight, but because of the angle of the sunlight. So, you see that shit right there? All that chaff, so to speak. See that little bit of a hill right there? Well, that's a plug. And I can't see when I'm plugged when I'm going opposite to what I am right now. Between the dust, because there's like zero wind. There. See that right there? It was starting to build up, and then it finally pulled its way through. Sorry about the bouncing, but that's the way it is. Anyways, when that starts plugging up, and if you can't see it to lift quick enough, well, then you end up with a big ass friggin' pile. And I've got a few of them out here. And then you got to double back and try and work the pile down. And I should be getting very close to being empty. All of that's done. All of that's yet to be done. So, yeah. I had a pile in here. You could see I zigzagged around. I don't know if you guys can make out my track there a little bit, but But I've got piles kind of all over the goddamn place. And I'm hoping the Harrows will fix a lot of those issues for us. So yeah, that's what's going on here. It looks good. Like, to look at it, it actually doesn't look that bad, but she's dry and powdery. See right here? That's a pile. And being that I'm on the phone with you, I'm not hitting piles properly. I should have dropped the friggin' hoe drills and spread it out a little bit. But we got a ton of piles all out through this area. So she's gonna be interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. And we'll finish this field up tomorrow morning. Talk to y'all later.